everyone. It's a hot day today, but you're going to need something like this, an industrial fan, to keep you cool for the next 3 days. Coming up, we'll talk about the highs and the lows and your Weather Now Doppler radar. Your news and weather at 6:30 p.m. starts right now.
Your local news and weather now. Fox 54 News Now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 6:30. I'm Mark Blaine.
And I'm Courtney Hicks. We begin breaking news tonight. Fox 54 is hearing of a situation developing at an apartment complex on Sanctuary Drive. Our Gerald Eggleston joins us live on the scene. Jared, what can you tell us about this situation?
And Courtney, it's still a very active situation and an active scene right now. I'm going to step out and let you see. But what we do know is 5 to 6 shots were fired. That is what officials or rather witnesses on the scene have told me. Again, like you said, this is Sanctuary Drive. This is an apartment complex just off of Sanctuary Drive. And just before we went on, one person was put in the back of a Richmond County police cruiser. They weren't put in handcuffs, so we're not sure if they were just detained for questioning or if they are actually arrested in this incident. We are going to stay here and bring you the latest on air and online at WFXG.com. For now, though, in Augusta, I'm Jared Eggleston, Fox 54 News Now.
Jared, thank you very much for that. Also breaking in the past hour, a viewer alerted us to a high-speed chase that went down Augusta West Parkway. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office has confirmed this chase. We're working to find out more details about this developing story. We will keep you updated on air and online.
All right, a lot going on. Let's get to the weather. Temperatures are reaching near triple digits, and the heat index is already in the triple digits across most of the CSRA. Our Weather Now Chief Meteorologist Jay Jeffries joins us now with your first look at those temperatures and the rest of your forecast. How you doing, Jay?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay cool.
Yes,
and of course,
we all are.
I advise you and everyone else, good evening, and thank you so much for joining. Let's take a look at our current temperatures now. We are in the 90s, but that's nothing. It's 93 degrees in Washington, 89 in Thompson, 85 in Fort Gordon. But when you factor in the heat index, and that's going to be feeling like to the surface of the skin, it feels about 103 in Augusta, 100 in Washington, 102 there in Thompson, and 95 degrees around the Barnwell area. We did have a few embedded thunderstorms a little bit earlier this afternoon. Mostly everything has dissipated now. This is a little ground clutter we're picking up out of our Columbia site there for the most part. And then on top of all of that, we have an air quality dealing with that. That's going to be out of the Atlanta area. That goes until about 7:15 p.m. for tomorrow. You could see in the teal there for you from Montgomery back over to Birmingham. That is none other than the heat advisory, and that goes until about 7 p.m. for this evening. So here is the breakdown. Our hourly forecast, 7 p.m. It's still very warm, 88, 82 degrees by 11, 3 a.m. at 78. The sun is back tomorrow, but it is going to heat us up. Stick around. We'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up in a moment. Mark?
Jay, thank you very much. Authorities have arrested one suspect and are looking for another in connection to a robbery at a Circle K in Augusta. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says 24-year-old Marquavius Donta Hardy faces a robbery by force charge following an incident last Wednesday at around 1:30 in the morning at the Circle K located in the 3900 block of Harper Franklin Avenue. According to investigators, Hardy and another man reportedly left the store without paying for several items. When confronted by the store clerk, they returned the items, but when the clerk began to record them on his iPhone, the man attacked him, taking his phone.
The men left the scene in this silver pickup. The store clerk was taken to a local hospital to be treated for his injuries. Authorities are asking for your help in identifying the second man, who you see here wearing a black shirt. He is wanted for robbery by force and shoplifting.
Also in Richmond County, the coroner's office has identified a body found at a vacant home in the downtown Augusta area. It turns out a week ago, authorities discovered the body of 65-year-old Clarence Matthew Inglet on the back porch of a condemned home in the 1600 block of Broad Street near the Augusta Canal. County Coroner Mark Bowen says they were able to identify Inglet by using fingerprints. Bowen says he was homeless. As for cause of death, autopsy results are pending.
And one person is dead in Richmond County after a two-car collision. This is what the scene looked like this morning, just after 11. The coroner's office said 35-year-old Daryl McCrary's vehicle collided with a stopped county truck. McCrary was pronounced dead at the scene. Fox 54 will keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
McCormick County authorities have opened an investigation following a deadly single-car crash last night. According to the South Carolina Highway Patrol, a man driving a 2020 Dodge Charger was killed in the wreck that happened at around 8:30 last night on Jefferson Street near Farnborough Road. Investigators say the driver went off the left side of the road, hit a ditch, and then a tractor. Authorities say the driver was not wearing a seatbelt and had to be extricated from the vehicle. The identity of the driver has yet to be released.
The Aiken Augusta Swim League has been in a partnership with the city of Augusta for years to use its aquatic center for practices and swim meets. Now issues testing that partnership as some residents are complaining there's not enough access to the pool because of the swim league. Fox 54's Maya Payton reports on how the city and the league are finding it difficult to come to an agreement.
Augusta Parks and Recs Director Maurice McDowell says the current agreement between the city and the Aiken Augusta Swim League is that the league pays the city based on the number of participants in the program, but there are no checks and balances there. Now the city is reducing the number of lanes that the league can use and is asking for a flat rate of $4,000 per month for pool rental.
Of course, during their meets, they have exclusive rights to that facility, so they utilize all lanes as it relates to their meets. So there's no adverse impact there for their meets, but we're just simply talking about practice time.
We currently have 14 lanes. We're a growing team. We're the largest tenant in the aquatic center, and right now, under the new contract, they would take us down to 10 lanes, and we just can't put all of our swimmers in those 10 lanes.
McDowell says he's received a number of calls from residents complaining that there's no access to the pool because of the swim league. McDowell says majority of the members of the Aiken Augusta Swim League are from Aiken and Columbia County.
That's a Richmond County taxpayer-funded facility, so it's important and prudent on my part to do due diligence in making sure that Richmond County residents have access to that facility.
He believes the Swim League should take this opportunity to engage more Richmond County residents to be a part of the program.
Most of our swimmers are from other counties, but that is something that as a board that we are aware of, and it's one of our focuses for this next year, growing our membership in Richmond County.
After bringing the conversation before commission, it was discovered that the current agreement between the city and the league was never ratified.
That part has been frustrating because it's almost like we're getting blamed for, a contract that wasn't vetted appropriately at the county level.
One of the agreements that was in place was signed by a staff member. It was never ratified by commissioners, and so this is my attempt actually have an agreement that's binding. Because we're going to take it to the commissioner level for them to actually authorize and approve the contracts.
In Augusta, I'm Maya Payton, Fox 54 News Now.
A man with Aiken ties is set to compete in the Olympics on the U.S. equestrian team. Doug Payne and his horse Van Diver are competing for a medal in eventing. Fox 54 caught up with Payne's wife Jessica, who says this is something they've been preparing for their entire lives. Their family lived in Aiken for 6 years before moving to North Carolina, where they run a horse training facility.
So Aiken's such a special place to us. My parents had a farm there for the longest time, and my mom still has a house there, and we love it. We go back as much as we can.
Olympic eventing is scheduled to start tomorrow in Tokyo. Coming up tonight at 10, hear how Doug and Van Diver are preparing for this opportunity.
Well, we're just getting started. We're going to take a break there for you. Mark Carter over at National Hills, 93, but it feels like 104. Yes, folks, it is hot. We got up to about 93 today. That's one below our average. We start off at 74 and 400s of an inch of precipitation at the airport. 7 day in a moment.